Okay. Hey, again. This is my kind of, I guess, educational video that I hope isn't too boring. But again, as I said in my last video, my main purpose, though I do hope to be entertaining, my main purpose is a log for myself to see later next year, if I'm still able to do this beekeeping, which I hope to be, is to see maybe where I've, you know, been done some things that weren't necessary, or maybe the wrong way to do things, or whatever. In this case, that's not really like should have done something better, but but this is just a educational thing. This is to explain the beehive that I've got, that I chose, and to kind of just a general description of the bees that I'll be dealing with. Well, I mean, there's 3 kinds of bees in a honey beehive that I understand anyway, but just what I've learned, the little bit that I've learned so far, but I hope to become more educated on. Before I show you the hive that I've got, I thought it'd be interesting to note that there are many types of beehives that one could have, but the 3 main ones that are common for beekeepers are Langstroth hive, which is the one that I have. I think that's the most common, at least in our area here, Langstroth hive. And of the folks that I've watched videos of, they use a Langstroth hive. Then there's the Warre hive that is very similar to a Langstroth hive, but where the Langstroth has frames, and I'll show you those in a little bit here, that the bees build. The queen lays the eggs into these frames that has the foundations on them, or the bees build the foundation, and then they make the honey in these frames. The Warre hive is the bees build down from the top, is my understanding, and whereas a Langstroth hive, you add, as you need to give the bees more space, you add up, you go up. In a Warre hive, I understand, I've not seen a Warre hive, but you need to, the Warre hive, you build down. I don't know why that matters, but it apparently does. And then the third type is a top bar, which that's kind of interesting to me, actually, but I'd already gotten this, and I don't think they're as common to find, at least on Amazon. I don't think well, no, I might not have looked on Amazon for a long top bar, but top bar hive is really good for people who are weak, which might end up being myself. I think I'm strong, my arms are strong, but I might be proven wrong once Lord willing, I have full boxes of honey and brood that I have to move to inspect and things. But the top bar hive is one. It's a long. It's a horizontal box, and it has the frames in there. It doesn't have boxes. It is one unit with frames in it, and you just have to pick up each frame and inspect it and put it back down. I know for people who are not able to lift the heavy boxes of the Langstroth hive, this is really good because all they have to do is lift a frame. Anyway, let me get to the hive. All right, first piece. This is the bottom board. This is the bottom board. It's the base of the hive. It has walls on 3 sides. This is the entrance, which brings me to the entrance reducer. It's just a piece of wood. It's got 2 cuts in it, a narrower one and a wider one. This one would be, obviously, if you want to allow more space for your bees to get in, you do that. This way, I'm sorry, it has It goes like that. Or, no. Oh, it doesn't really matter because the, the box is going to be up there. Anyways, no, yeah, like that. Like that. I think that's right. Anyway, the wide entrance, or you can turn it to have a narrower entrance. See, that's a lot narrower. This is the brood box, and as you can see, I've got the entrance reducer set like this. It has to go. It has to be flush. The front of it has to be flush with your box. Or I'll probably have the narrow. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. I don't know that it matters yet, but I'll find that out. This is it's called a brood box, or a deep box. And here are my foundations, my frames with the foundation. This is plastic, but the bees will, the queen will hopefully lay eggs in this. The bees will cap off. It's called capped brood. When the brood is the babies, the queen will lay eggs. The other bees will then cap off the brood to protect them. And there are this one has 8 frames, which when I get my nucleus, which is the small box of bees that I'm going to get hopefully in just a few weeks here, that will come with 6 frames, I think, or maybe it's 8. I can't remember what he said. So I'll take, like, say it's 6 frames. I'll take 6 of my frames out and put those 6 frames in, which my frames will have, they will have honey. The bees, of course, they eat the honey. That my frames will have a frame, or some frames that will have honey on it to sustain the bees. But anyways, I will have taken these out before I get my bees, and then I'll replace these frames with the ones that I'm getting. They don't need a whole lot of space, because if they have too much, like if I moved all my frames over this way, so I had this big old gap here, the bees would build up to this wall, from the foundation, from this frame to the wall, and that'll be it's harder to get. Then it would be harder to get this frame out. You need to leave them space, but you need to leave them only as much space as they need. Next is a queen excluder, which, as the name implies, excludes the queen from getting through this. She needs to stay down here in the brood box, because her bees are going to feed her. She doesn't have to go for food. They will bring food to her, as they will the brood. They'll feed the brood also, the babies. She just lays eggs. That's it. And my understanding is that when I first get, for the first month, I think, or something, I will only be using this deep box, this brood box. And then I'll add my honey super. This is a narrower. You see how it's not quite as deep as the brood box is. Like this has those 3 notches. The brood box has 5. I can't count. Has 4. It's not quite as deep as the brood box is. This is called a honey super. This is where when I start harvesting honey, I will harvest it from this, not from down here. This is for the bees. This is for me. You can see the queen excluder down there. So the worker bees can get through there. The queen cannot. She's too big. These have same width frame. They're just not as deep, or same. There's the same length. They're not as deep as the brood box is. But I won't be using this box right away. Like I said, I won't need to, because the first month is going to be, I believe, is just going to be the bees are going to be taking care of the brood. The queen's going to be laying eggs, hopefully, and the worker bees will be feeding the brood, and my hive, my colony will double, or, well, I don't know about double, triple, I don't know, whatever, will expand. Then this is the inner cover, which I saw a video where a apiarist, I think is the right word, someone who keeps a beekeeper, didn't use the inner cover. I guess I will. I don't see why not, why I wouldn't. And then my outer cover. I'm trying to do this with one hand. Okay. My outer cover. It's got metal, and maybe you're wondering why there isn't a ridge to keep the honey super on top of the brood box. Were you wondering that? I bet you were. I was at first, but bees make a substance called propolis, or propolis, some people pronounce it. It is an adhesive that they make. They will attach propolis to every portion, every surface that they can reach in order to keep this together, so that when I go to inspect my hive, I'm going to actually have to pry apart the cover and the trays. But there's something for that. I got this, I also ordered this box of goodies. Here's my smoker. You don't want to suffocate the bees. You just want to, the smoke is intended to calm them down. Actually, it's not you're not trying to introduce a lot of hot air into the hive. You're just wanting to use that smoke to, now look, I am just new to this. I've done a lot of I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, and so if my information is wrong, be gentle and correct me gently, please, because I'm still learning. But what I have understood, from what I understand, the bees, they give off a pheromone that when the hive is opened, the bees, they're trying to protect the queen. They're trying to protect the brood and the honey. So they're going to protect what's theirs. This is their home. And the pheromone that they release is to warn the other bees that there's an attacker or something like that. So the smoke is a way to keep the pheromone. It's not that they don't release the pheromones, I guess. I don't know that they can prove that that's not the case. What it is the pheromones then don't get received by the other bees, so they're not able to communicate with each other that there's an attacker, and they're calm. And when the bees when they rise up to the top, or when you open the box, if they're up at the top, you can use the smoke, and that will make them go down low, so you can inspect the frames. So that's what that's for. I've got my suit. This is a head to toe, and it's got the veil. It's like a fencing veil. Maybe I'll take up fencing. I've talked about that. JD and I don't know if he remembers that, but I thought it'd be fun to do that. Maybe we'll do that one day. It's got pockets, lots of pocketses, precious. It's got the sleeves are have the elastic, so that it's not a wide open space, as is the legs. And I have 2 pairs of gloves, because I bought a pair of gloves that go up to my elbow. They're leather, and hopefully these will be thick enough so that if the bees try to sting me, I won't feel it. I also got a second pair of gloves because this second pair of gloves, those gloves came with my suit. These gloves here came with this box of all this other stuff that has the smoker. It has, I was telling you about let me find, where's my hive tool? Here's my hive tool. There it is. This is a hive tool. This is to, when I told you about the propolis, when you take the top cover off, I'm going to have to gently, I think, ease the hive tool underneath, or use this narrow edge there, to kind of get in between that spaces and then prise it up, as I am going to have to do with the frames. So I'll open my box. The frames will be like this. They'll be covered with propolis to keep them together. There will be hopefully comb on there, but I will put my hive tool between the frames and gently kind of break that propolis seal to get them out, and then there's this other edge there that I can use to put up under, and then lift it up. And then I will be able to pick it up. Look, I'm going to be looking for my queen. Not in the honey sleeper. This is the honey sleeper. I'm so silly. In my brood box, I'll be looking for the queen. But in here, I'll be looking for the honey. See about, if there's honey. In my deep box, I'll be looking for my queen. I'll be looking for brood. And bee bread, which is a food that the bees make to feed the brood with. That's pretty neat. I do not remember hearing of bee bread before all of this started. I've got a little brush that I also, I told you about the smoker. I can use that to ouch. I'll just give the little bit of smoke there, drive the bees down. Also, when I'm inspecting my frames, I can use the brush to gently, it's a pretty soft brush, pretty soft. I can use the brush to gently brush the bees down. You're not wanting to make them angry. You're just wanting to get them, and I sure don't want to hurt them. So there's that. And then this other stuff. Oh, I've got, this was cool. I didn't know that these are smoker pellets. So I'll be able to light this and put it in my smoker, and then that would be what I get my smoke from. Whoops. This other stuff in here is, I think some of it is, well, yeah, they've got this little thing to pick up the frames with, but I think I'm just going to try to use my hands for that. Now, hopefully not too boring. Hopefully none of this has been boring, but hopefully this last little bit won't be too boring for you. It'll be good to go over diagrams of the individual or the types of bees that are present. So here we are. This is a bee. You can tell because you can see the knees. Bee's knees. You get it. This is a drone. Did you know that all drones are male? Did you know that? You can tell it's a drone for a few reasons. Couple reasons. One, a drone does not have a stinger. No, they do not. I'm sorry. They can't sting you. If you got stung, it's by a female bee, either worker or the queen. Incidentally, a worker bee, when it stings you, will die. That's sad. The queen can sting multiple times. I don't know how many. I hope I don't get stung by it at all. Her at all. And you can tell it's a drone because of its listless gaze here, you see? And the drone's always looking for food. Next, we have the worker. Note the bags under her eyes. See? Bags under her eyes. She's saying, too much to do, not enough time. She has a stinger. Workers are always female. And the queen, duh, because she's got a crown. Of course it's the queen. Like I said, she's got a stinger and she can sting multiple times. Don't ask me to tell you who drew these. This incredible artist has sworn me to secrecy. I'm not telling. All right, that's about it. I guess you'll be hearing from me in the next video. Thanks, y'all.